Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I create my everyday go-to makeup look. I've been doing this look for years, but this is also one of my favorite looks to do. So if you guys want to see how I do it, stick around. And before you leave, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And also don't be shy to leave any comments down in the comment box. So if you guys want to see how I do it, keep on watching. Okay you guys, so before I start on the face makeup, I always like to start off with the brows. I do have an in-depth tutorial on how I fill them in. If you guys want to see how I do it, I'll leave the link down in the description bar. To prime the skin for foundation, I'll be using my Maybelline Baby Skin Primer, and I'll be applying this to the areas where I want to minimize my pores and smooth out any texture on my skin. For base, I'll be using my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in the shade NC42, and I'll be applying this with a synthetic brush. Applying this with a synthetic brush will give it even application and even coverage. To blend out my foundation, I'll be using my Dampened Nude Beauty Blender. To color correct under the eyes, I'll be using my BECCA Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and I'll be applying this with my ring finger. For concealer, I'll be using my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan Sand, and I'll be blending that out with my Beauty Blender. And also don't forget to conceal the inner corners of your eyes. To set the concealer, I'll be taking my PATRICKSTAR Setting Powder by MAC, and I'll be applying this underneath the eyes. Before applying it underneath the eyes, you want to make sure you blend out any creasing. So while we wait for our concealer to set, we can start priming the eyes. The primer I'll be using is the Urban Decay Eden Primer Potion, and I'll be blending that out with my ring finger. Now that we're done setting our concealer, I'll be using my RIMMEL Stay Matte Powder in the shade Transparent to dust away the bakage. But I'll also be using this to set my foundation. To bring some color back into the face, I'll be using my GIRLACTIK bronzer in the shade Casablanca, and I'll be applying this with a Morphe M500 brush. To chisel out my cheekbones, I'll be using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in the shade Medium Deep, and I'll be applying this with a Darce Eden brush. I'll also be using this to contour my nose. To lightly clean up our contour, I'll be taking my Wet n Wild contouring palette, and I'll be using this banana shade, and I'll be applying this underneath with my blush brush by e.l.f. For blush, I'll be taking Bomb Sprigs by the BALM Cosmetics, and I'll be applying this with an Eco Tools Define brush. To make sure our highlight is seen from outer space, I'll be taking the BECCA Champagne Pop Highlighter, and I'll be applying this to the high points of the face. The brush I'm using is a Sephora fan brush. Before we move on to the eyes, I'll be spritzing my face with the MILANI Make It Last setting spray to make sure all the powders that we laid down melt into the skin. The first shade I'll be taking is Soft Brown by MAC, and I'll be applying this with a Sigma Fluffy brush. Next, I'll be using Swiss Chocolate by MAC, and I'll be applying this to the corner of the eye all the way to the middle of the lid. The brush I'm using is a 217 Blending Brush by MAC. To deepen up the look just a tiny bit, I'll be going back in with the same brush using Sketch by MAC. For top and bottom mascara, I'll be using my L'Oreal Carbon Black Mascara and my Rimmel Lash Accelerator. So I went ahead and applied a gel liner off camera. The liner that I used was by Maybelline in the shade Blackest Black. Next, we're going to line our waterline. The kohl pencil I'll be using is by Wet n Wild in the shade You're Always White. To finish up this eye makeup, I'll be applying my favorite lashes at the moment by Hawthorne in the style Rum. To wrap up this makeup look, I'll be applying my liquid lipstick by GIRLACTIK in the shade Playful. Okay, you guys, and that wraps up this everyday go-to makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun filming it for you. If there's any other requests you guys want to see on this channel, please don't be afraid to comment down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!